This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
Extreme temperatures forecasted for a prolonged period. Special economic zones to kick off this year. And national government introduces Kina for Kina policy. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Waira. Thank you for joining us. The current heat wave coinciding with the peak of El Nino will continue to cause temperatures to rise, less rainfall causing water shortages, mass migration to water areas, and a possible drought in the country. The National Weather Service warned that real impacts of the El Nino may be felt sometime after March this year, and the heat wave is set to continue to 2026.
The National Weather Services Director, Mr. Jimmy Gamoga, warned the country to prepare for the increase in temperatures and a possible drought this year, a result of El Nino and solar flares.
More droughts will be occurring. Bushfires will rage on as the environment becomes drier. And then there will be actually power blackouts, radio communications will be affected. And the power grids will be affected. So any electronic equipment will be affected because these are electromagnetic waves that are coming through.
This has evidently affected the usual rainfall across the country towards the end of last year and will continue to 2025. Mr. Gamoga says the average rainfall across the country has dropped from 300 milliliters to 50 milliliters even during its wet season.
Especially in terms of water, because mostly water will be also affected. So people should start looking for the underground springs, bore waters, so they can be able to sustain themselves. And these are very important, and the government must assist the people during this period to find that water and especially to have that food security in place.
Immediate effects are temperature rise in the atmosphere and humidity. Mr. Gamoga says the government has been made aware of these updates and that the people of the country must be aware and prepared towards having a stable living environment during this time. A resident of the Boroko area, Isaiah Alia, expressed the struggle of getting through the day with the heat rise.
After working a long walk and returning home, the heat is like right now, it's something like penetrating into the body. It's not as usual. So if you guys trying to talk about the situation of the heat, this is very, very important thing, what is now likely affecting the entire whole world.
Resident of Sabama, Mackenzie Palmer, also shared his thoughts on the current heat wave.
Now I'm not cooking skin man. So look, something changes climate change now. So now you may all man marry the street. Back at the village, climate change.
People are warned to stay hydrated, wear proper clothing, and have an umbrella when out and about to avoid the prolonged extreme heat as both the El Nino and heat wave continue. Francisca Anania, National EMTV News.
Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, stated that special economic zone projects in the country are ready to commence for this year. He made the announcement in his ministerial statement today.
After 20 years of unsuccessful attempts in establishing special economic zones in the country, the government of Papua New Guinea has taken the initiative to revive the concept. With the Special Economic Zone Summit that was held last year, special economic zones were identified and pinned down to the 2024 calendar for development. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru stated that for this year the government is set to license the Rice Special Economic Zone, the Central Manufacturing Zone, the Sepik Plain Special Economic Zone and the Pacific Marine Industrial Zone in Madang Province. First two special economic zones established were Malahang in Morbe Province and Ulaveo in East New Britain Province. These were followed by the Paga Hill Special Economic Zone and the Central Limestone Project. Maru further stated that support will be given to special economic zones in the agriculture space. He added that Papua New Guinea is still a net importer of bulk food, including rice, chicken, beef, and lamb. The government is keen to ensure that all of that will be replaced. He commended Prime Minister James Marape and the National Executive Council for the approval of 150 million Kina in the 2024 budget for state equity. Some special economic zones will be owned by the government, some will be owned by the private sector, and some will be jointly owned by the government and the private sector. Grace Papiali, National EMTV News.
Under the Medium-Term Development Plan 4, the Pangu-led coalition introduced what they called a Kina for Kina policy. Under this policy, the national government will equal the amount of money or goods and services districts spend on development. This was stated by the Prime Minister James Marape during his recent trip to Hela and Southern Highlands provinces.
Prime Minister James Marape said the Pangu-led government has doubled the country's annual budget in the last 4 years and emphasized on putting more money into districts through the District Service Improvement Program or DSIP. With enough funding to the districts, they can now spearhead development, and the national government can only complement their efforts by providing the equal amount of funds or goods and services.
Kina for Kina on few key national priorities where people feel national government can make him, but you work in Pinis, people become medicine. And Korobo Hospital, you stand to benefit from a Kina for Kina support. You invest a Kina, we give you another Kina. Am I right?
For this year 2024, the government passed an historic 27.3 billion Kina budget, an increase of 3 billion Kina from last year's 24 billion Kina. According to the Prime Minister, his government is putting more funding into districts unlike previous governments by doubling the amount of DSIP funds from a minimum of 10 million Kina to 20 million Kina a year.
Everything, you members here and right across the country, you are empowered like never before, including my own district in Taripuri, minimum 20 million Kina. In 5 years, every district would have a minimum of 100 million Kina to make transformation to your districts like never before. If each district cannot make something move and happen in the 100 million Kina, then you are at wrong place. People have every right to referring or member from ICA, na Bushman, na police, na Seki, one member of money from Mikla, no one of the Senate.
Prime Minister Marape made this known while launching the 5-year development plan for Koroba Lake Kopeago District in Ela Province and Kagua Erave District in Southern Highlands Province over the festive period. Edson Kuso, National EMTV News.
5 suspects involved in a recent armed robbery in Kainantu along the Highlands Highway in the Eastern Highlands Province have been arrested and charged recently.
Following the recent police festive season's operation in Kainantu in Eastern Highlands Province, a complaint was made after a man was held up at Barola section of the highway by armed criminals. The tribesman of the complainant made a citizen arrest on one of the gang members and was brought to the Kainantu police station, where he was formally arrested and detained by police. Following on the investigation, Kainantu Police Station Commander Inspector Stephen Yalamu, with the assistance of Mobile Squad 14 and police personnel in Kainantu, immediately responded to the complaint in a hot pursuit into Kanampa village, where 4 suspects were caught and arrested. Among the suspects was an escapee from the recent Bundaira jail breakout. They have been charged for armed robbery and escaping from lawful custody. Inspector Yalamu said the suspects at Barola were arrested, charged and detained. Police are currently investigating into the matter. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Manus Province has reported one serious assault crime during the festive season. Provincial Police Commander Maureen Hangat Undaba gave a brief on the province's police operations.
Manus Province, the largest of the Admiralty Islands, situated within the Bismarck Archipelago on the northeastern part of New Guinea, plays home to 12 local level governments and 127 wards. With around 46 policemen power, the province has not experienced major crimes as yet. However, only one assault crime was reported recently. Following her recent appointment as Manus Provincial Police Commander, Maureen Hangat Undaba confirmed this to this newsroom.
I just realized that our crime rate has dropped for the next, the second week of my duties in the command as PPC. I was able to take control. We had a crime number drop, major crime dropped down to 3. From first week it was 8.
With a major soccer tournament that was held in Lorengau, PPC Undaba took time to address the youths who were from the remote and outer islands of the province, places where there is no police presence. The aim was to maximize peace and good order in the communities. Furthermore, PPC Undaba highlighted her policing plans for this year.
Firstly, to clean our backyard. Firstly, to work internally, internal management of the station and the command with the personals. Fix some procedures and what that's been missing out. Fix some rules of the law that's been missing out. Get hold of the command and then motivate the members, put them in line, institute discipline within the command, and then later I'll reach out to the public. To the public, I'll start with families and the councillors, the LLG presidents.
PPC Undaba is currently the first female provincial police commander for Manus Province and the New Guinea Islands region. Her appointment now stands her as the second female police commander in the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary. The first appointed was Maria Jones as the then PPC for Gulf Province. Grace Papiali, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. You're watching National EMTV News. The Layalakin clan of the Big Deb tribe living in both the Wapanamanda and Wabek districts in Enga Province blocked off a section of the Highlands Highway which runs through the Birib village. This illegal act happened after an individual was killed at Birib village recently.
An eyewitness, a primary school teacher, said clansmen blocked off the road to seek government's attention to arrest the murderers involved in this killing. The retaliation killing took place when the Sikin and Wapukin clansmen launched a surprise attack and killed 2 men from the warring Ambulin clan on the dawn of New Year's Eve. In retaliation, the Ambulin clan killed a Wapukin clansman at Birib village yesterday, giving a stern warning to the Layalakin clan not to abut their enemies when they are seeking refuge on their land. The Layalakin clan maintains their neutrality in these ongoing tribal tensions, saying that they will accept refugees from both warring factions but condemn the killing. Police and PNG Defence Force personnel are closely monitoring the area and talking to the local leaders to clear the highway for public use. The tribal fighting in these areas along the Wapenamanda and Wabeg electoral borders has erupted during the New Year's Eve with deaths reported on both sides. Attempts to get comments from the Provincial Police Commander Superintendent George Kakas were unsuccessful. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Member for Lua District, Simo Kilepa, has commenced roadworks for Kamase area in the Yagaria LLG in the Lua District of Eastern Highlands Province. The opening ceremony was made on a recent visit by the district MP.
Kamase in the Eastern Highlands Province is home to one of the country's calendar tourism event, the Kamase Cultural Festival. Yet, road access has hindered it from realizing its full potential. In the past years, locals have fixed the road for their access into the rugged terrain. However, only recently, the district authority under current MP Simo Kilepa has moved in to assist and grade the road with a promise for further sealing by mid this year. The welcome reception in Kemase was a spectacle. The first stage of road construction is underway under the leadership of the first-term MP, Simo Kilepa. A sugarcane cutting ceremony marked the start of a new age of development in this once neglected haven. 500,000 Kina has been given to a local company to begin works. Already it's done dividends to people of Kemase. 3/4 of the road has been graded with more works including sealing this year.
People are making work, give Aquitools go back. According to Aquitools now, more money better. So now look for you very fortunate inside of 24, 25, 26. And plan is because plan B aligned please.
Grace Papiale, National EMTV News.
Graduates of East and West Sepik provinces who are currently in search of jobs shall be considered under the Labour Mobility Program through the Office of the Governor. This was assured by the Governor for East Sepik, Alan Bird.
East Sepik Governor Alan Bird made this statement when relating to the trending concern of university and other tertiary institution graduates not being able to find jobs after completion of studies. The governor says his office will look into processing Sepik professionals to get employment overseas and not only as seasonal workers. He says professionals from East Sepik and Sundown, as well as those struggling to secure employment due to lack of job creation within the country, may use this opportunity to secure jobs overseas. Governor Bird says the government is still fighting the issue of lack of employment opportunity in the country. The Acting Deputy Provincial Administrator Social Services, Alphonse Kaimi, also alluded this statement, telling that Diploma in Agriculture graduates from the University of Goroka Sepik campus who may not secure a job or pursue further studies will be considered in this program. Meanwhile, Governor Bird said East Sepik has re-established sister province relationship with the Shandong province of China. Governor Bird said Shandong is a province in China that has a very strong economy, eager to do business with East Sepik province. Through its sister province relationship with East Sepik, Shandong has offered study scholarship for locals in Sepik to study abroad. Governor Bird said for this reason, it is necessary for the people to learn Chinese Mandarin for ease of communication, especially in this regard. Natasha Ovoy, National, EMTV News.
Noting that an impairing issue for SMEs in the country is the lack of access to markets, President of the Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Council, Desmond Yaninen, gave an insight to the upcoming SME Mall at Garden City, Boroko, in Port Moresby, and how such will aid SMEs in the country.
Mr. Yaninen, who is also the CEO for Pacific Fund, elaborates on the underlying issue for SMEs.
So access to finance is probably one of the biggest issues that SMEs talk about. But one of the other problems that SMEs face is what they call the lack of access to markets. When we're talking about the lack of access to markets, it covers a lot of things. It can cover a coffee farmer struggling to bring his coffee to town to sell, or a cocoa farmer, or it can also cover businesses who are unable to afford the rentals in shop spaces, in office spaces.
So as a result of that, they have to try their best to stay at home and work from home to meet their clients, to serve their customers.
Echoing the same positive anticipation that brought to existence the renowned Unity Mall, Mr. Yaninen revealed that the upcoming SME Mall, currently under construction, offers 120 spaces in all, with stalls small, medium and large with varying price range. He further elaborates on requirements for those interested to own a stall space.
The requirements are, if you want to get a space, basically you need to have an IP registration, have a tax identification number, and provide bank statements to be able to prove that your business is currently operational and you're able to pay the rent.
The CEO notes the importance of rolling out such initiatives throughout the country.
So we'll see how the first phase goes, and then subject to interest and demand, we can provide more spaces. But then there's definitely a need for this around the country as well. So we'll look at how we can provide more opportunities for the rest of Papua New Guinea.
The new SME Mall is expected to be up and running by the end of this month or early next month. Natasha Voy, National, EMTV News.
High cost of rentals for office spaces, especially in the urban centers, has been a challenge for most SMEs in the country since independence. Mr. Yaninen elaborated on this.
Here in Papua New Guinea, especially in the last 20 years, the cost of renting office spaces and shop spaces has gone up tremendously. Why has it gone up? The reason why it's gone up is because the demand for real estate has increased, but then we haven't had a corresponding increase in the supply of real estate. So as a result of that, you still have the same commercial allotments that were cut up basically at independence when they were zoning up Papua New Guinea. Okay, Mosby, these are your commercial allotments, Ley, these are yours. And as a result of that, there's a very limited supply of commercial allotments to do business in. And so, because there's a limited supply, most of that commercial land is taken up by the big businesses already.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The Kina closed lower at $0.2681 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Euro Kina was buying $0.2606, 0.3842 Australian dollars, 0.2310 euro, 36.93 Japanese yen. Looking at the commodity prices, at New York closed, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed lower, copra closed lower, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed lower. Looking at the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. The National Capital District Football Association tournament is set for launch tomorrow at the Sir John Guy Stadium, resuming the round 3 games. Last year, the under-15 to under-23 teams completed round 2, and they are set to pick up the action again after the festive season break. The Papua New Guinea women's national cricket team, the Lewas, are gearing up for the upcoming Pacific Cup tournament in New Zealand, scheduled for the 17th to the 21st of January. As the defending champions, they are putting in the work.
Team captain Brenda Tau expressed satisfaction with their preparation, mentioning that things have been progressing well. She says since the festive season ended, they kicked off their training yesterday, and today they dived into skill session to shake off the holiday rust.
Yeah, most definitely we're looking forward to playing against Vanuatu. Yes, they've been great. Last year they played they played against us, they won, and yeah, they went defeated throughout the tournament, and which makes them one of the great teams in the tournament. Yeah, we're definitely looking forward to them. The most important things we need to focus more is on as a team. Yeah, on and off the field.
Tao, who serves as both skipper and wicket-keeper, says she is confident in the team's abilities, emphasizing their skills in the game. Tao also extended gratitude to Cricket PNG and their sponsors, acknowledging their crucial role in enabling their participation in the upcoming Pacific Cup. James Guken, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Daru, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kerama, few showers with possible thunderstorms. Alotau, partly cloudy with brief showers and possible thunderstorms. Popondetta, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. To the Momasa region, Ley City, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Medang, cloudy periods with possible showers. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with brief showers. To the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Keveng, partly cloudy with a shower or two. Kokopan Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, partly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. To the Highlands region, Mount Again City, Goroka and Kundiawa, partly cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabeg, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus. With you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Thursday, the 4th of January, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.